Nature in the City is a San Francisco-based nonprofit and NGO focused on conserving natural areas while restoring its biodiversity and wildlife habitats and corridors. Founded in 2005 by Peter Brastow, Nature in the City aims to promote ecological restoration and stewardship while connecting urban people, communities, and nature. They have habitat restoration projects, offer wildlife gardening services, organize nature walks and events, and provide tools and education for volunteers and anyone else willing to learn. They have 3 habitat restoration projects, which include the Native Plant Nursery, Ada's Stairway, and the Green Hair Street Corridor. At their Native Plant Nursery, they grow native plant species to plant in local habitats, donate to partner projects, or sell to the public. Volunteers then learn how to harvest and propagate these native plants. These plants are often integral for the survival of native wildlife, such as the green hair streak butterfly. Ada's Stairway is a bird habitat sanctuary and civic space that was once very overgrown and hazardous. Now it is filled with plants and wildlife, with volunteers and neighbors who regularly take care of the space and have transformed the area. Another habitat restoration project that Nature in the City has is the Green Hair Street Corridor. Nature in the City aims to promote habitat restoration to aid the recovery of the green hair streak butterfly. The corridor consists of 11 restored habitat sites. Volunteers can help restore the butterfly's habitat by planting larval food and nectar plants and removing invasive weeds. Nature in the City's effort to restore and maintain habitats have helped prevent the green hair streak butterfly from becoming locally extinct in San Francisco due to habitat loss. The restoration of the butterfly's habitats can promote biodiversity, as areas rich in butterflies are rich in other invertebrates. Nature in the City also has partnerships with like-minded organizations and communities working to restore native habitats in San Francisco. 2 particular organizations are Friends of Alamani Farm and Palo Phelps Park. With Friends of Alamani Farm, volunteers work to restore native plants at San Francisco's largest agricultural site, teaching about ecological knowledge and habitat value. Friends of Palo Phelps Park work to restore an endangered native wildflower grassland. Volunteers can work towards preserving and reintroducing native plants by restoring habitat around the playground and hillside. In 2024, they organized 23 walks and events and 26 stewardship days, with a total of 5,275 volunteer hours. They had 47 gardening clients and over 440 gardening hours. Throughout their sites, they have planted 1,770 plants so far. During the volunteer workdays and stewardship, our group has weeded invasive plants, prepared areas for planting, planted and spread seeds of native species, and learned more about local habitats. The most common invasive plants we came across and weeded included Ehrharta, clovers, Cape ivy, and poison hemlock. At the various sites our group encountered, we weeded and learned about invasive plants that can spread quickly and prevent the growth of native species. By removing these weeds, we prepared areas for the planting of native species. The reintroduction of native species is important for habitat restoration. Our group planted many native species that the green hair streak butterfly relies on for their survival. The green hair streak butterfly is a specialist whose survival depends on a few specific plants. We planted coastal buckwheat, a plant butterflies lay their eggs on. Caterpillars feed on the coastal buckwheat and use them as shelter during the chrysalis stage. We also planted sea thrift and seaside daisies, which provide nectar for the butterflies. Additionally, our group planted other native species, including beach strawberry, yarrow, and lupine, which are dune plants that are necessary to stabilize the sand and prevent erosion. Our group also spread seeds to promote the growth of native species, including the coastal buckwheat, seathrift, and phacelia.
What does nature in the city hope to accomplish long term?
Yeah, I think we would ideally like to live in a San Francisco where the green hair streak is super populated and that it's thriving more so than it is now. I mean, I think every year we're seeing more butterflies, so I think, yeah, living in a world where native wildlife is kind of protected more than it is now, and more emphasis on getting native plants and native species into green spaces across the city. I think that's a goal that we have, and in doing so we'll create more habitat for native wildlife, and that'll be cool to see in this really urbanized environment.